What if the only thing standing between you and the life you truly want isn't failure itself but your fear of it? Think about it. How many dreams have been buried, not because they were impossible, but because someone was too afraid to try? Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing there's a bridge to the other side, but fear convinces you that the bridge is too weak. So you never step forward, never cross, and never see what was waiting for you on the other side. What if I told you that bridge is stronger than you think? That the only way to know is to take the first step? Let's go on this journey together, because on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. Step 1. Reframe failure as feedback. Do you remember learning how to ride a bike? You fell, you scraped your knee, but did you stop? Number. You got back up, you adjusted, and eventually, you rode with confidence. That's exactly how success works. The problem isn't failure, it's what you believe about failure. The world's greatest athletes, inventors, and leaders, they didn't succeed because they never failed. They succeeded because they never let failure stop them. So next time something doesn't go as planned, don't ask, why did this happen to me? Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? Because every setback is a setup for a comeback. Step 2. Change your definition of success. Most people think success means never failing. But let me ask you, have you ever seen a baby learning to walk? They fall over and over, but they don't quit. They don't say, maybe walking isn't for me. Number. They keep going until they take their first steps. Maybe you've been measuring success the wrong way. Success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up one more time than you fall. If you define success as taking action, growing, and evolving, then failure stops being the enemy. It becomes part of the process. Step 3. Develop a growth mindset. Picture two students taking a math test. One says, I'm just bad at math. The other says, I didn't get it yet, but I will. That second student, that's the growth mindset. Successful people don't believe they are born with all the talent, knowledge, or skills. They believe they can learn. So let me ask you, do you see obstacles as dead ends, or as opportunities to grow? Because the moment you shift your mindset, your world expands. Step 4. Take calculated risks. Have you ever stood on a high diving board, looking down, your heart racing, afraid to jump? Then you finally take the leap, and realize the fear was worse than the jump itself? That's how fear works. It tricks you into staying still, when movement is the only way forward. Most fears exist in the unknown, but what if you explored the worst case scenario? Ask yourself, what's the absolute worst that could happen and could I survive it? Chances are, you'd recover faster than you think, and the risk would be worth the reward. Step 5. Desensitize yourself to failure. How do comedians become great? By bombing over and over. The first time they tell a joke, it might flop, but they keep testing, refining until they master their craft. The secret to confidence? Exposure. Afraid of public speaking? Start by talking in front of a mirror, then to one person, then to a small group. Suddenly, what once terrified you becomes second nature, because the more you face fear, the smaller it gets. Step 6. Visualize success and failure. Ever watched an athlete before a big game? Eyes closed, seeing every move executed flawlessly? That's because success starts in the mind before it happens in real life. If you constantly imagine yourself failing, fear will take over. But what if you visualized success instead? What if you imagined yourself overcoming every obstacle? Because when your mind believes it's possible, your actions will follow. Step 7. Develop a strong why. Imagine two people training for a marathon. One is doing it for fun. The other is running for a cause, maybe in honor of a loved one. Who do you think keeps going when it gets tough? Your why is your fuel. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Who will benefit if I succeed, and who might suffer if I don't? When your why is stronger than your fear, nothing can stop you. Step 8. Stop overthinking and start doing. Have you ever stared at a menu for way too long, afraid to pick the wrong dish? Then you finally order, and realize it wasn't a big deal? That's what fear does. It keeps you stuck in hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger fear becomes. The only way out, action, even if it's just a small step, because motion beats meditation every time. Step 9. Ask yourself, what if I succeed? Most people ask, what if I fail? But what if, just for a second, you flip that question? What if I succeed? What if this job interview lands you your dream career? What if this leap of faith changes your entire life? What if the thing you're afraid of is the thing that will set you free? Start expecting success and watch what happens. Final thought. Fear of failure is temporary, but regret is permanent. Years from now, will you regret the things you tried and failed at? Or will you regret the things you never tried at all? Would you rather fail and learn, or never try and always wonder? You know the answer. And now, it's time to act. If this message spoke to you, don't just think about it, do something with it. Hit like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and if you're ready to conquer fear and take the leap, drop a fire in the comments below, because your next breakthrough starts now.